Welcome back to my channel, guys. So today's video, how come is it that every time I start a video you start yawning?
Because you're boring.
Rude. So today is going to be a mental health video. It is May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month, and the month is almost over, and I think we only posted one mental health video this month. So today's video is going to be kind of specific, though. It's a trend right now to fake mental illnesses, especially like on TikTok. So we wanted to just kind of discuss like what's wrong with doing that, why it's bad, especially for anything, but like we're gonna talk about for the mental illnesses that we have in particular. But for anything that you fake is not good. So if you're new to my channel, Savannah and I both have anxiety and OCD. I think that for anxiety, so many people have anxiety, so I don't know if people really fake anxiety so much.
Some people like mix
Overdo
up. No, I think some people just mix up the disorder with just feeling anxious sometimes.
Oh,
but
yeah. Anybody in the world can feel anxious at any time, but having
except for my boyfriend.
But having anxiety is different because you will feel anxiety at moments that you shouldn't be anxious over anything at all. That's the difference between feeling anxious and having anxiety. But I wanted to focus on OCD for this video, and I don't know if there's anything else that you wanted to focus on, but I've only seen a few like TikToks where people are faking things. One of the big ones that people fake is like Tourette syndrome. Have you seen that? Mm-hmm. It's so disrespectful to do that.
Well, guys, I'm kind of an expert on the topic.
I'm an expert.
Because I did like a 10-minute speech about faking disorders. I focused on Tourette's and DID. I did that speech last semester, like right before Christmas. And then I did a speech right before, yesterday was my last day of school. So like last week, I did a speech about OCD and like things that are bad to do
if you don't have OCD,
like that have to do with like mental illnesses and stuff.
Yeah, like one of the big ones
like
is
things you shouldn't do.
Like don't ever say, "Oh my God, I'm so OCD." If you're not OCD, like if you don't have OCD, don't say that.
Just using mental illnesses as adjectives.
Yeah, I know people do that a lot with like ADHD. They'll say, "Oh my God, I'm so ADD." Yeah, I'm so bipolar. But if you're not diagnosed with it, then you shouldn't say those things, because the truth is, people who actually have these disorders aren't going around making it known to everybody they come in contact with that, hey, I have this and I'm gonna show you how badly I have this, and I'm gonna put all the attention on me and this one thing that I have. Like, people who actually have these things are usually trying to hide it or bless you. I mean, I know I do. Right? Do you ever do that?
Yeah. I mean, I also just don't walk around saying I'm so OCD. Like, if I'm having, like, an OCD moment, like, I'll be like, oh my God. But I'm not like, oh my God, I'm so OCD. I just spent 3 hours color coding my closet.
Yeah, I would have to
say
that.
Or like, oh, I'm hyper. I'm so ADHD right now.
Yeah, also, the whole, like, what people think OCD really is not at all what it is. Like, there might be some people with symptoms that want to like really super organize everything or feel the need to take a shower 3 times a day or wash their hands constantly. Those might be some person's symptoms of OCD, but that's not OCD. That's not everybody's OCD.
Yeah, because there's there's subcategories. And also in the research I did for my speech, the psychologist who wrote this article was saying that a lot of times the stereotypes people have for OCD aligns more with OCPD, which is obsessive compulsive personality disorder, which is more focused on you're obsessed with the idea of being a perfectionist and like everything has to be perfect.
I never heard of that one.
So she said the stereotypes with OCD align more with being OCPD.
I never heard that.
But like, cause like cleanliness is one of the subcategories of the disorder, but it's a lot of times people have multiple like things other than that with their OCD, or they just have a different type.
Yeah. I know I don't have the cleanliness thing. I don't feel the need to constantly wash my hands or anything like that. I don't have that part of it. And I have the perfectionist type thing. Like, I like things organized, but I'm not crazy about it either. Like, I'm not putting everything in alphabetical order in my pantry and stuff either. So I prefer things to be organized, but it's not my big... I have way worse symptoms for OCD than those.
I think something that annoyed me a lot growing up was when, like, people would, like, have all their pencils out on their desk, right? And they would, like, line them up, and then one would be out of place, and they'd be like, look, guys, look, that bothers me so much, because I'm so OCD, right? Like, I know normal people, it doesn't bother you, but it bothers me. Look how annoying that is. Like, I hate when people do that.
Yeah, I mean... It does bother people with that symptom of OCD, but, like, I would never...
But I don't define that as OCD. To me,
no.
Like,
I think
having something
people...
out of place bothering someone isn't OCD.
Right. Yeah, things that are out of place really bother me a lot. That's one of my big OCD things, but it's not the only OCD symptom that I have, and I'm not going to, like, point it out to people, like, look, this bothers me. I'm just going to neatly stack it, and that's it. You know, kind of like you do with, like, playing cards, you know?
Yeah.
If you ever play cards with Savannah, she's constantly doing this.
I don't think it's like I don't think of it as, like, a significant symptom of OCD.
No, it becomes
just
significant
because,
when you make it...
I know, I'm saying, like, I don't think of it a significant symptom of OCD because, like,
there's worse.
It's more about obsessions and compulsions and, like, how much anxiety you get over that. And I get uncomfortable when things are out of place, but I don't get as much anxiety as I do with, like, my intrusive thoughts.
Yeah. But I also think, like, things being out of place could bother a normal person, but it's the fact of how bad is it bothering you? Is it eating you up inside to where it's like an itch that you have to scratch? And, like, if you don't do this, you feel like something bad is going to happen. Yeah. Or, like, that's how I feel with things out of place. Like, I have to make it straight, or, you know, that's one of mine. But me and Savannah have much worse symptoms than just these things that people think is OCD. And we have most of the same symptoms with a few things different. Like, you get, like, the intrusive thoughts differently than me. Like, I have intrusive thoughts, but, like, mine aren't the same as yours.
Well, I also don't talk about a lot of mine, because...
Yeah, I don't either. A lot of the things that... with my OCD, I just keep to myself, which I think is what most people with a mental illness do, is they keep things to themselves and don't announce things to the world like people are trying to fake something.
But you guys can do your own research on intrusive thoughts, like, because the common ones that a lot of people get are violent and sexual ones, or religious ones. Those are, like, the common ones that people get that they don't talk about, but you can do research on if you're interested on what they're like. Mm-hmm. Guys, there's a video either on her channel or my channel already if you want to know all the symptoms we go through in detail.
Yeah. I think it's titled something about OCD even.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of it is mental, but also Savannah and I have this weird subgenre of OCD that's all tics. And you've probably noticed in my videos where one of us will move our face in a way, like hers is a lot in her eyes. Mine used to be in my eyes, but, like, I'll raise my eyebrows a lot or blink, or, like, I do these things a lot, and they're I can't help it. It just happens. Those are my tics, and those are my OCD things. It's very rude to... I've been approached by someone before saying, oh my God, you have Tourette's, don't you? And I don't. Let me turn off this air. Okay, sorry, we needed to turn the air off because it's loud. So, anyway, I wanted this video to focus more on why it's not okay to say I'm OCD, or I'm so OCD, or I'm so ADHD, I'm so whatever, and also not to fake a mental illness, especially, like, on TikTok, just to try to get people to watch your videos or whatever. It's really dumb, even. The ones that I've seen are, like, the Tourette's ones, and the girl that I saw is, like, I don't even know that she even understands what Tourette's is, because she's doing things that, like, people with Tourette's don't do at all, and it's so obviously fake. don't know if you've ever seen these things. It's like so obviously fake.
Well, I don't know which one you're talking about. The one that sticks out in my mind that everyone knows about, that if you've heard of this trend, you've probably heard of this person as Tics and Roses.
Her, yes. Yeah, her. It's so
who has
fake.
very convenient tics.
Yeah.
And her family, like, literally said that she does not have Tourette's.
They said literally all she is dyslexic.
Yeah. Yeah, she's probably the most famous person who's faked it.
Don't fall for her shit. It's so fake. People with Tourette's don't act the way she acts. It's so
I
fake.
mean, it's not even just that. It's just, like, her tics are, like, super convenient. Because it's, like, she's like, oh, I caught this tic. But it's, like, you're filming it.
Yeah.
And not only that, but a lot of times people with Tourette's who have physical tics of, like, whatever, they accidentally hurt themselves, and it's always so convenient that she doesn't accidentally, like, hurt herself or anything. She'll
stop
drop something.
She'll hit herself in the head, but as soon as she gets up close enough to her face, she'll do it real slow and softly.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not good to fake stuff at all. So what would you say if somebody were faking OCD? What would be the thing that, like, makes you the most mad?
About people faking OCD? I think, like, a couple things. I think, like, first of all, when people fake disorders, especially, like, on social media for everyone to see, it kind of invalidates people with the actual diagnosis. And it also can make, like, because these people, like, trick you, it can make you think that, oh, well, my symptoms aren't as pronounced as this person's, so mine must not be as bad. As, like, it can make you compare because theirs are so pronounced and, like, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think it can make I've heard people say it can make them believe that they don't have it because they don't have these issues that people faking it talk about having. And I don't know, I think it's just, like, I think it's annoying. It's just irritating. I don't know. It's like, get a life.
Yeah. No, I agree. Get a life.
It's just really annoying.
But it's like, why are you faking it anyway? Do you fake having diabetes, or do you fake having high blood pressure? Or do you fake...
Yeah. It also makes people believe that they have it. People who don't have it, it makes them believe that they do when they don't.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just really bad to fake anything. You don't fake anything. But faking a mental illness, because, you know, the people who really actually suffer from it, they aren't glorifying what they go through. What they go through is so much worse than what you even know. Like, you might know someone has OCD, but you don't know what that person's day is like every single day.
Yeah. I think with OCD in particular, it's probably one of the most misrepresented mental illnesses. Like, people are just not very educated on it, because I have some friends who have OCD too, and most of them, when they got their diagnosis, they had no idea what OCD was, and they thought it was just the stereotypes. And even now, having a diagnosis, they're still, like, coming to understand themselves. Like, they still don't fully understand, which, like, for me in the past couple years, there have been things that I have learned, like, since I do a lot of research on OCD, things that I've learned that I'm like, I didn't even realize that was an OCD thing. I thought it was something everyone did.
Yeah.
Or I thought it was part of my anxiety, but it ended up being part of my OCD.
Yeah. It's so bad to fake things. It's, you know, you have to try to understand that the people who actually have these things, they don't want to have this thing, and they would give anything to not have this thing, you know. And so the fact that you're going through your day pretending like you have to wash your hands a million times that day, you're not thinking about what the people who actually go through it are actually going through, you know? Like, every single day I have my tics, and I can't get rid of them, you know? Every single day, so, like, there's things that me and Savannah do exactly the same, only the opposite side. So, like, left side versus right side. So, like, when I'm walking, I have to end on my left foot. If somebody touches my right arm, they also have to right afterwards touch my left arm. And these are things that people don't talk about, because it's kind of embarrassing to put yourself out there and be like, yeah, you touched my right foot. Can you please also touch my left foot? Or, you know, most people aren't going to say that. They're just going to then internalize the fact for the next hour that, oh my God, I have to touch my left foot 100 times now just to make up for the fact that they touched my right foot or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think also when people hear the term OCD, and like if you tell someone about your diagnosis with OCD, I think it also, people think like they downplay it maybe, because they think like when they think of a serious mental illness, they think of like depression and like eating disorders and stuff. But like when they hear OCD, they think, oh, well then you're just like clean, like that's a blessing.
Yeah, that's
you're just like I would love to have that.
Yeah.
Instead of like thinking that it can actually be really, really serious.
Yeah, because it is serious. I would rather have just about anything over OCD.
And like OCD is also the one disorder, I talked about this in my speech too, that people make merchandise for, where it's like you can put up pictures of the t-shirts, like where it says obsessive Christmas disorder, obsessive cleanliness disorder, obsessive whatever,
making
C
light
word.
of what people go through.
It's just dumb.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think any type of mental illness merch, for the most part, is dumb. Like, I think it's, like, stupid when people walk around with a t-shirt that says, oh, look, I'm so depressed. Like, that's dumb.
Unless you're trying to raise awareness for something, you shouldn't even have...
Like, I think some of the anxiety ones are kind of funny. Like, the ones where it's, like, antisocial or whatever. Like, I think that's whatever. But, like, making, like, a whole t-shirt, like, just... like labeling yourself as a disorder is just stupid. I don't get it.
Because the people who are faking this stuff, they're making their whole
But even if you have it, and some people have it and they wear it, I think it's stupid.
Some people make their whole persona like faking this disorder, like everything about me is this, but like people who actually have these things are not making anything about their life that. It just is what it is. We live with it enough 24/7.
Yeah. And I think like also with DID, it's another thing where they like people faking it will be like, look, I just caught this switch on camera. But like other dissociative disorders, people with actual dissociative disorders, like they know that like the actual disorder isn't even like that.
Right.
Like it's just like people dissociate, you know?
Same thing with like people with depression. Everyone assumes that you're just laying in your bed all day, not leaving and crying all day. But most people with depression are living their normal lives, but they're internalizing everything.
And people with ADHD, they are tired a lot of the times. That's like an actual ADHD symptom, not constantly being hyper. Like
well, there's ADD and there's ADHD.
Yeah, but like people just think like whatever. But because their mind is always going, they're actually like really tired a lot.
Yeah, so I know this video is a little all over the place, but I just thought it was important before Mental Health Awareness Month is over with to put this out there once again, to don't fake disorders that you don't have, and don't assume things like OCD just means that you wash your hands a lot or you want things to be perfectly in order, because that's really not what it is at all. There's so many layers to OCD and everybody's is different. So just because 5 people in a room are diagnosed with OCD, that doesn't mean any of them have any of the same symptoms. They can all be a lot different from each other. Like I said, me and Savannah have a lot of the same ones, but we have a few different ones, you know. And I think that's kind of nice too, the fact that me and her can bounce off each other. Like, I did this thing today, and I know that she understands my pain with it. Like, it was so annoying that I did that for 5 minutes straight and I couldn't stop or whatever, you know. Anything else you want to say? Because Savannah's done pretty much any speech she's ever had to do in school has been about OCD.
True.
A lot of her speeches.
I'm really interested in psychology, so I do psychology related.
Yeah. I just think
topics.
that OCD is one of those things that, like we said, it's so misunderstood that it's important to teach people what true OCD looks like, you know? It's not what you think it is. A lot of Savannah's is constantly asking for reassurance. I think that it starts out as an anxiety thing and becomes OCD when she can't stop doing it. Right?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Anxiety, there's not always a specific reason for your your anxiousness, but OCD, you put that anxiety with a thought that you obsess over.
Yeah.
That's where it comes from.
And Savannah, like, I've learned, don't take this the wrong way or anything, but I've learned now to just tell her what she wants to hear so that she doesn't obsess over it for the next 3 hours.
Okay, well, don't lie.
No, but I'm saying, like, you will want me to give you a specific answer of something and ask over and over and over and over and over again. And now it's like, if I just give you...
Okay, yeah, but as long as you're not lying, because I already have the issue where I don't trust or believe your answers.
No, I don't lie, because I don't want to lie to you, you know? But when I say that you look gorgeous, or that I think you are the most gorgeous girl, that's not a lie, because I do believe that. You know what I mean?
You're my mom.
Okay, this is another thing that I want to talk about.
Ah,
This has nothing
we're
to do
ending
with...
the video.
We are, but this has nothing to do with mental illness. But the fact that people think, especially teenagers, will think, oh, you have to say that because you're my mom.
Yeah.
Don't you think that the people who are the most important...
Cody, what was that?
So people who think that you have to say that because you're my mom, they are the people who matter the most in your life. So their opinion matters.
Who says you matter the most in my life? Okay, what were you saying about moms?
Okay, so let's just say for a second that... So you want these 10 strangers to tell you that you are the hottest girl they've ever seen, or the most beautiful, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But they're strangers. Their opinion does not matter.
It does.
What matters is
It's
the people who are
unbiased.
close to you.
It's unbiased.
Biased or not, don't you think your family's opinion matters?
No.
See, that's the problem with that.
No, because even if it's like...
My opinion matters.
No.
It matters more than other people in your life, like strangers and stuff, because they don't know you. My opinion matters. I've known you your whole life.
Yeah, so it's bias.
It's okay if it's biased.
When it has to do with looks, like you're basing it off personality too because you know me. So that's biased.
Yes, but don't you think that you're... I have to show you something. Someone said it the best in a movie that I saw recently, and I need to show it to you. But your parents, or the people closest to you,
She's
their
losing her
opinion matters.
marbles.
Whatever. Don't you think that, like, grandma's opinion would matter?
Yeah, but not yours.
Wow, rude.
See, at least Dad tells the truth. Dad will be like, yeah, you're fugly.
That's not the truth, though.
I love how his coworkers were like, dang, you're not attractive, but your daughter is.
Anyway, this video is getting really long, so I just wanted to put this whole OCD thing out there and talk about quit faking mental illnesses.
You know whose opinion matters the most? My
Your
boyfriend.
boyfriend's. Okay, so that, I guess, is going to be it for today's video. We clearly did not plan this out, like what we're going to say or anything, but I just wanted to get this video out there before the end of May. Next month is National Scoliosis Awareness Month, and if you have seen my videos before, I have scoliosis, and I will probably try to post at least one video.
You can
next
just
month.
pin the ones you made last year.
Everyone tell Savannah congratulations, by the way, in the comments. She's graduating from high school this Saturday.
With a boyfriend.
With a boyfriend. Mm-hmm.
Things are looking up.
So tell her congrats in the comments, and yeah, I guess that's gonna be it. We'll see you next time.
Bye, poopies.